Okay, today we'll be doing a time problem using a linear model. And so before we look at this problem, I first want to show you this linear model and kind of go over it a little bit. So the way I have made mine, I made it in two different colors to represent AM and PM. Now this linear model looks a lot like a line graph or what you would use to count numbers, but this is to count time. So when you first look at it, you see that there are two sets of each number 1 through 12. And so on this first half, 12 through 11, this green color represents AM, before midday. The second half, the orange color, represents PM, after midday. So this 12 right in the middle represents midday. And also, the tick marks between each number, there's only 3. And what these represent are 15. So 15, 30, 45. So this makes it a little bit easier to be able to make that base 60. So if we start at 12, it goes 12, 12:15, 12:30, midpoint, the half hour, 12:45, 1. Kind of like how a clock is. And so now let's look at our time problem. Okay, our time problem is Shayla goes to dinner with a friend and they end up spending 2.5 hours talking. She doesn't end up leaving the restaurant until 9:45. What time does she get to the restaurant? So we have our end time, 9:45, and we have our elapsed time, 2.5 hours. So now we need to find what time she got there. So what you would do first is put a dot at that 9:45. So you go to the 9. The first tick is 9:15, 9.5 is the middle, and then 9:45. So you put a dot right there. And so now we want to get to our closest 60. We want to make our first base 60, and that would be the 9. So let's go ahead and make a backwards jump by 15 minutes. So you're negative 15 minutes. We'll jump a half hour to get to the 9, so minus 30 minutes. And then we'll go ahead and make that hour jump. So 9 to 8, minus 1 hour. So now we're at an hour and 45 minutes. To get to 2.5 hours, we'll take another 15-minute jump. So you will jump down to 7:45. So that's minus 15 minutes. And then you'll jump another 30 minutes backwards. So a minus 30 minutes to get us to 7:15. So 7:15 is the hour that she got there. So another way to check it is we can go add up all our time. So an hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So 7:15 plus 2.5 hours equals 9:45, the time that she left. So show that to you. So we do that first, minus 15 to get to the half hour to make it a little easier. And then we do the 30-minute jump, and then an hour, and then another 15-minute, and another 30 to get to 7:15. So another way to relate this is using base 10. So for base 10, you want to get to the closest 10. So you'll jump by 5s, 2s, 10s, whatever is easiest to get to that base 10, that first 10 to help make your math problem easier. And so that's how the base 60 is. You want to get to that first 60, that first 10 to make your jumping and your number counting easier. So that's it.